Earl Scruggs had one of the most distinctive banjo sounds you ever heard. And this native of Shelby took Nashville and the bluegrass scene by storm with his partnership with Lester Flatt and then later in a solo career. Recently, the town of Shelby opened the Earl Scruggs Center to both honor Scruggs and to keep the traditions of his music alive. Producer Derek Long has the story.
Well, the Earl Scruggs Center is a museum and cultural center that tells the story of Earl Scruggs, and of course he is the man who changed the world with a banjo, and he was from Cleveland County, about 6 miles from where we are now, in a little town called Flint Hill, a little community called Flint Hill, and he is the namesake for the center, but it tells his story as well as the story of this place he came from, and the cultural traditions, and of course music being a big part of that.
The first thing visitors will see is the Scruggs family instrument case.
And this is sort of the crown jewel. There's a prototype banjo that Gibson made that he owned, and then there is a banjo that is one of 5 in a series called the Earl, and we have number 3 on loan to us from Gibson. Now Earl's was actually number 1, we don't have that here, but we do have number 3, and it's a beautiful banjo. And then there are other banjos and instruments in that case, including the banjo that Earl learned to play on that belonged to his father.
Several videos throughout the galleries help tell the story, including a 13-minute introductory video.
And it shows Earl in the context of this place that he came from and how it's interwoven with the traditions of the area. He grew up on a farm, he worked in the mills, and of course the amazing musical talents that he showed sprung from the traditions of music, of playing with family that he came from.
Exhibits trace Earl's rise from mill worker to full-time musician.
He worked in a mill called the Lilly Mills, and often they played music together on breaks. And one of the things folks will see here is some information about the Lilly Mills, but also a tuner that Earl made during his time working at Lilly Mills. And you see his transition from doing this while working to this becoming his career. And as you watch him through the exhibits, you end up where he is on the stage at the Ryman in 1945, and basically blows the roof off the Ryman Auditorium, and sort of that moment that many people define as the time bluegrass was born.
An important factor in Earl's success was his wife, Louise.
She was a business manager at a time when women were not business managers, and certainly not in the music industry. And then you go on to explore some of their pop culture experiences, so Beverly Hillbillies, Grand Ole Opry, and there's an interactive television set. There's 3 sets, and you can pull excerpts from those sort of pop culture shows.
Though Earl Scruggs' banjo-style picking would be forever linked with bluegrass music,
one thing about Earl is that he did not define himself by a particular kind of music. He was a banjo player, he was a guitar player, he was a musician, and he went where his music took him.
In 1959, it led him to the Newport Folk Festival, and later, the Earl Scruggs Revue.
You see where he played with his sons in the Earl Scruggs Revue, which at one point were, I think, second to Elton John on college campuses. So he made quite an impact, whether it was bluegrass or other kinds of music.
Throughout the center, hands-on interactives really enhance the experience.
There's a really fun hands-on interactive called Common Threads, and it is a very unique piece, and it was designed with layers and layers and layers of information in it. And those threads are connected with themes like place, time, genre, influence. If you think of this table like a giant iPad or tablet, it's that sort of touch interface, and you can expand it and make it smaller, and you can pass it across the table. And it is just so much fun. It's music, it's history, it's cultural relevance, and then if you're at it for more than just a couple minutes, you'll probably have the chance to join in a picking party.
Select your instrument and play along.
What is it about Earl and the way he played the banjo that was so important or so different?
That's demonstrated at another interactive called the Banjo Breakdown.
There are 3 screens that were filmed through a clear banjo head, so you can actually see the fingertips as they strike the strings. And it can be slowed down and sped up with a dial so that you can hear and see the differences between the claw hammer, the 2-finger, and the 3-finger Scruggs style.
This is Derek Long for North Carolina Weekend.
The Earl Scruggs Center is at 103 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, and they're open Tuesday through Saturday. For more information, give them a call at 704-487-6233 or go online to earlscruggscenter.org.